It's starting live.
All right, perfect. Well, good morning, everyone. It is 8:01 here Eastern Time. Your eyes are not deceiving you. This is not James Shaw, in case you were confused. Anna Kreuger here today. James is away celebrating his anniversary, which we are so excited for that. And I'm excited to be here with you today. My first day hosting Pivot. If yesterday's comments were any indication, it should be interesting because y'all promised not to behave. So James may never invite me back. But I'm excited to have fun with you guys today. Today, we're going to talk about how do you set appointments that actually show up and sign. And the reason I thought of this is it plays into being the local market authority, which we've been talking about. So we'll get into that in just a moment. Before we do, though, let's hear a couple something good. I see Luis, Gwen. Louise, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, friends from sunny South Florida here in Palm Beach County. I just wanted to share, or how I guess I have a testimony about the DTD2. I've been consistently working the DTD2 since June 1st, and truly the high majority of my business is from that. I had a lot of life happening around me over the past 5, 6 months, and had it not been for the DTD2, I would be singing another tune. So I just wanted to speak to the value of being consistent with the system, and the system that I am loving right now is the DTD2.
Yeah. And if you would be willing to share, I'm kind of putting you on the spot. I know because I talked to you yesterday. She started consistency in June and it is now October. And how many pieces of business did you all of a sudden have pop up from that?
Oh goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like seven.
Yeah, I was thinking 6 or 7. So I think that's a great share because what we do today is often coming from several months ago. So whenever you're having success today, it's worth pausing and thinking through, well, what happened 3 to 4 months ago that caused today's success so I can do it again? So thank you so much for sharing that. Really
My
good.
pleasure.
Perfect. All right, Gwen and then Kathleen, and then we'll jump into our topic.
Good morning. Thank you for calling on me. So on Monday, I spoke about one of my clients that was on the fence about doing a price reduction. We did a 10% price reduction, and yesterday we got an offer.
Yay.
And that was testimony to that price reduction that was much needed. And I also tested for my broker's exam, and now I am a broker.
Yay, congratulations. That's big.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Gwen. All right, Kathleen, let's hear from you.
Yeah, my cup is so full. I look a little tired and ragged because I just had a long flight back from Colorado yesterday. I just want to say, in our real estate world, we do experience a lot of stress, right?
Oh, yeah.
Please take the opportunity and just like James is today celebrating his anniversary, take some time and go away. Go someplace you haven't been. I was in Eagle, Colorado, and it stole my heart. I tried fly fishing for the second time, but while I was away, I still stayed consistent in my morning calls, and I ended up with, as I was gone, which we all know if you want to get busy as a realtor, go away, 3 referrals. And also, what I highly recommend whenever you go away, even in your own state, go visit 2 or 3 realtor brokerages offices. I did that. And I have 3 great new best friends now in Eagle, Colorado, which is near Vail. And just keep building that relationship in our, not only in our DT2 database of clients, but with realtors. It was great experience.
Yeah, that's so smart. Kathleen, fly fishing is a lot harder than you'd think, isn't it? Did you find
It
that to be true?
it takes a lot of patience.
It does.
And I can tell you this, Anna, it's the first time in my whole real estate career I shut off my brain.
Yeah, you
Because
can't think
all
of
you're doing,
anything else.
yeah, and because you
Yeah.
look at the beauty and all you're doing is casting and mending,
Yeah.
but it's the experience. I recommend it to everybody.
Yeah. I've heard that if you are very active with your brain during the day for work, which we are in real estate, do something with your hands to relax. So fly fishing, puzzles, things like that, because it makes you have to put all your focus on it. So really great. Awesome. Thank you for that share. So real quick before we jump in, a quick reminder, Monday, we are going to have a new link for this call. So if you click on the link you clicked on today on Monday, you'll probably email Anna and say, where is everyone? I can't find it. So make sure on Monday you go to jamesdshaw.com, click join the daily call, and that will put you registering for the new link that will work for the next quarter. So make sure you do that. And then tomorrow, I don't know where Matt is. I'm assuming he's on here somewhere. Matt will be leading the call tomorrow. That will be a real treat. Matt is a treasure to this community. So make sure you jump in tomorrow and we'll learn from Matt. So, what we're going to talk about today is how do you set appointments that actually show up and hire you, sign the agreement. So if that's something you're really good at, I'd love to have you raise your hand and share. Before we do, I just want to put some data up on the screen to show the value of why we are talking about this. So my specialty is lead gen, lead conversion. And for those of you that are listening to the podcast and can't see, I will say the data. But those of you that can see, look at the screen. And I have two examples up on the screen. On the left-hand side, we have an example of someone who set 13 appointments. And on the right-hand side, we have an example of someone who set 13 appointments. However, on the left-hand side, only 6 of them showed up, which is 46%. On the right-hand side, 9 showed up, which is 69%. So basically, only 3 more showed up on the right-hand side, yet it increased the conversion by about 23%. So that's a huge jump in conversion. However, what I want you to pay attention to is at the bottom of the data I'm sharing, notice that per month to get the same results, just by increasing the set to held percentage, the person on the left has to talk to 525 people a month to get the same result as the person on the right only has to talk to 237. Now, if you kind of lost me in the data, per month, that is a 288 contact number difference to get the same exact result. Okay. I share this because I find when we want more business, the go-to seems to be, I need to talk to more people. I need to talk to more people, right? I've done that. Isn't that pretty common? We need to talk to more people, which by the way, that very well may be true. And you know, if you're not talking to enough people. Yet what I find is a lot of times if we just kept talking to the same amount, yet increased our skill, we wouldn't need to talk to more people. Who here would like to save 288 contacts a month just by increasing your set to held, right? So that's why I picked this topic for today, because it definitely plays into being the local market expert. So I have a few thoughts I'll share later, but I'd rather hear from you. So Sheena, let's start with you. How do you work and get your set to held ratio up?
Hi, Anna. Thank you so much. You're doing an awesome job.
Thank you.
So I am very consistent at going to my networking groups. And I believe in when you foster those relationships, when you're not even in the room, they speak up for you, right? I got a listing that someone the other day over Facebook inboxing me. They're already listed with a realtor at Remax and things are not going well. And they said, hey, I heard about you at the Women's Cigar Club, and they said that you are the go-to. Would you please list my? So that right there was a game changer.
Yeah. That's right. I'm hearing having community around you and being in the community so they know you is helping you actually convert those appointments, is what I'm hearing from that. That's great.
Right.
Perfect. Thank you for that share. Josie, let's hear from you. By the way, I love when you all have your location in your name. That's so smart for referrals. Josie, let's hear from you.
Morning. Yep, Josie from CT. I am surprised at the lack of hands. Get those hands up, people.
I know, I'm thinking maybe we really need to talk about this. Maybe this is an area of struggle. So I hear you.
Possibly, yeah. And so this is a conversation I've been having with our client care manager a lot the last 2 weeks, which is why I did raise my hand. So for me, obviously the conversion for sure needs to be the focus. And she's great at talking to people, right? And yet, like, people give great feedback. She's friendly, and yet we need her to convert, right? To actually help get appointments for the team. And so part of that is just making sure that you're going to script practice, right? Like Pivot has all those approved as James calls them, like script practices all over the country, right? So like she is supposed to be attending those at least 2 to 3 times a week. Like I know Chat GPT helps with that, but I'm like, you need to be script practicing with a person. That's just my opinion. That's the one instance where I'm like, AI is not going to be able to help give you that human interaction, those real life kind of, objections and things like that. I script practice with her once in a while as well. And then just actually like at least once a quarter trying to find a script like course that she can take, right? Like we're with Place, and so we have access to like a lot of different resources for things like that. So she just signed up for another one that started yesterday, I believe. So making sure that you're just always trying to find tools that can help you learn. Like that's the thing. That's the way to get better at conversions. It is talking to more people, but if you're talking to more people, but you're still not like you're still doing the same mistakes, then you're spinning your wheels. So you have to be talking to the right people or putting yourselves in the right places where you're actually learning better skills. Or, for example, Anna's no script sales method group as well.
Yes, thank you for that. Yeah,
You're
that's part
welcome.
of why we created it, was to help out with things like this. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that share. All right, Irene, let's hear from you. How are you? And I would love to give people specific tactical things. What are we doing to get our appointments to actually show up? Go ahead, Irene.
Good morning from Toronto. Thank you, Anna. And I just noticed that the Zoom in my phone doesn't have my city in it, which is a little bit weird. I'll have to figure that out. So we do have a very templated format. Firstly, to set the listing appointment, like Josie said, having the verbiage and making sure that the people understand what the appointment is going to be all about. And I'm sure that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
So once the appointment is set, immediately we have a before we meet email, which has our pre-consultation package. It has our testimonials. It used to have a whole bunch of resources that we still have to put in, like preferred professionals and school information. A lot of that stuff, it's all embedded in that email. And then making
Can I pause you real
sure.
quick? Just
Yeah.
because you just said something golden that I want to make sure everybody captured. It's telling them what to expect in the meeting. Have you ever had a meeting and you think, I don't even know what this meeting's for? It can be
Yes.
easy to cancel. So you said something so golden and it was quick. I don't want people to miss it. Tell them exactly what to expect. So I love that. Keep going.
Yeah, terrific. So the before we meet email, and then it's the pre-qualifying questions.
Yes.
We talk about this a lot, and I was doing pre-qualifying questions before we even had a name for it. And it is so critical because yes, you are also setting expectations for what to expect at the meeting, and you're getting their expectations. Who else are they interviewing? You assume the people are interviewing. One of the mistakes I made before was coming to appointments with either my sphere or past clients, kind of walking in assuming I had the listing, which I learned very quickly is not a good thing to do. So assume they're talking to other people and question them about that. If we don't know them, we look for what's going to be important for them. Is it time, money, or convenience? Figure all of that out. It's a very intense pre-consultation questionnaire. And then the reminder the day before, sometimes even the reminder the morning of.
Not confirmation, by the way. It's reminder, because
Yeah,
confirmation sounds like I can still get out of it. So they're not
mm,
confirmation calls. I love how you said
exactly.
it. It's a reminder call. Yep.
Yeah. So just keeping them engaged,
Yes.
really.
That's so
So
good.
yeah.
Thank you, Irene. I love that. I want to play off what she just said. I want to give you a pattern. Can I give you all a language pattern real quick? Because it plays beautifully off of what she just said about this is an interview. Get ready to write this down. One thing I love about this particular metric, set to held, is you can improve it really quickly. You know how a lot of times the work we do today pays off in 3 months? When you work on your set to held skill, you can usually see it improve within 2 weeks. I've seen people go from a 40% held ratio to an 80% held ratio in 2 weeks. Also, using what I'm about to give you, we usually get 90 to 95% signature ratio. So I'm going to give you 3 things to tell people before an appointment. 70 to 80% will show up. There's a lot more to it than just the 3 things, pre-screening, things like that. But there's 70 to 80% is the goal for the show ratio. 90 to 95% is my personal goal for signing ratio. So here's a way to do that, playing off what Irene just said. Write this down. When you're about ready to set the appointment, part of being the expert is telling them what is the next step. That makes you the local expert, right? So you're going to say the next step is number 1, we're going to get together and go back over your motivation and pricing. Number 2, we're going to interview each other. So number 1, we're going to go back over motivation and pricing. Number 2, we're going to interview each other, which levels the playing field. I'm interviewing you and you're interviewing me. I just find saying that causes people to show up differently because I don't take every listing. You probably don't take every listing, right? So number 1, go back over motivation and price. Number 2, we'll interview each other, make sure we're a good fit. And then number 3, and this is key, This is so big. Number 3, if everything looks good, we will sign paperwork to activate the next step. Any questions? And you say it just like that. Sign paperwork. It's called an embedded command. It's a way to just kind of plant in their mind, I'm going to sign some paperwork. So then number 3, we're going to sign paperwork to activate the next step. Any questions? And so what we're doing is before we even pick a time, we're letting them know exactly what will happen in that appointment and that there's paperwork involved. Now, I'm not going to explain the paperwork on the phone. That's better for in person. But what I do want to do is set the expectation that there is paperwork and you probably will be signing it once we talk about it. So those 3 things will help you with setting appointments. And again, the goal is 70 to 80% of them show, and kind of industry standard is 80% sign. I'm going for 90 to 95 personally, and we see that using that dialogue that I just gave you. So I just had to share because I know it will help you. That will help you with your set to held. And we do a deep dive in that with no script sales method, but that's the gist of how to do it quickly. Okay. All right, Ricardo, let's hear from you. Thank you for that share, Irene.
What's up, Anna? And good morning, everybody. Thanks for allowing me to share. So, being able to show your value before getting to them. If you don't know your value, if you don't believe in your value, they're going to hear that you don't believe in your value. So, there's going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
no reason for them to go to the next step. Second, do your research before speaking to them, knocking on doors. Not everybody knocks on doors, but when you do, and if you do, make sure you know that neighborhood. Make sure you know the reasons why people are leaving, the reasons why there's no turnover in the neighborhood. Make sure you know what they're currently paying in taxes in regards to if you're in a homestead state, if they're paying 4% or 6%. Show that value in order to make sure that, all right, if they're paying 6%, they've been paying 6% for the past 3 years. That's a chance for you to give them ten to $12,000 in their pocket within the next 3 weeks in order to sign them up for getting them to apply for the 4%, like they do in Charleston, South Carolina. So thanks for allowing me to share.
Yeah, thank you for that, Ricardo. And what I heard and what you just said is you know your stuff. You're knowledgeable and you can help them strategize because of that. So going back to that local expert of choice. Wonderful. Bree, let's hear from you. We've got 2 minutes. So let's hear from you and we'll see how many more we can get in the next 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah, so something I learned from Mark Ramsey, bowl coach, was to ask, is there anything that could get in the way of our meeting? And that's just kind of taking that excuse away or just saying, hey, whatever could come up, we're going to go ahead and put that on the table now. Second would be I always do a calendar invite with my, whether it's a listing appointment, buyer agency appointment, and I do a notification on there to notify them the day before. And then third is calling the morning of and just reminding them, hey, I'm wanting to make sure we're still good for our appointment today at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
those are the 3 things that I do.
Yeah, I love that you do the calendar invite. I think that's something a lot of people miss. And you just reminded me, I used to do that and tell people accepting that is how I know for sure you're coming. And I noticed the people who didn't accept it, they were the ones who would no show. So it's a great step to make sure you're protecting your calendar. All right, lastly, I'm going to pick on Jill just because I haven't heard from her yet today. So Jill, round us out here. What you got for us?
Yeah, conversion is primary right now. I definitely have a CRM, and sometimes it is like just keeping in touch and you don't even know who's keying into it. There was a meme on Facebook. It said, attractively, 79% of the sellers regret not selling sooner, something like that. So I put it out as a more or less bulk extra email. And, a seller that I've been talking to for about a year and a half called me and said, "Why don't I want to talk to you about listing?" And it just, I started thinking it definitely spurred someone, and it was just, it interested me to hear that. So I put it out, it becomes what I want to say to people. And I think it's working.
Good. That's awesome. Again, providing data. I like how there was data there. When you say people, that's one thing. When you say 79% of people, that just raises your expertise in the way people perceive that you know what you're talking about. So that's really great. Well, guys, I really had fun with you today. Tomorrow, Matt Cannon will be here. You don't want to miss it. I think Matt is such an amazing presenter with so much value to add. So I'm really excited that he's hosting tomorrow. And then reminder on Monday, go to jamesdshaw.com to get the new link. I had fun. This went way faster than I was expecting. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for making it fun with me today. If I didn't get to you, please share, raise your hand the next call. I saw more hands and I wanted to call on you. I know you have value to add and we just simply ran out of time. So thanks for being here and we will catch you tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you,
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Anna.
Good
Bye.
job, Anna.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye, everyone.